Okay. Again, my name is Megan Troy. I'm a graduate admissions advisor for students that are interested in our Masters of Science in Biological Sciences. I would like to thank you all for joining us for our virtual open house today. Today we have faculty, the directors of all three of our concentrations, excuse me. And then we also have some alumni and student speakers, one representing each of the concentrations for our program. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A function or the chat feature. I'll be monitoring that throughout the presentation. And once we have some questions, we'll hold those to the end and have our panelists go ahead and answer those for you. For those of us who will be watching this at a later date, we thank you as well. And for those that are registered, we will email out the presentation to you after we have concluded. So again, my name is Megan Troy. I am Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions for Halmos College of Arts and Sciences, and I specifically work with the students that are interested in our graduate studies for biological sciences. Here's my contact information, so if after this presentation you have additional questions, feel free to email or call. And just a quick hello from the Dean of Halmos Colleges of Arts and Sciences. This is Dr. Robin Cooper. She took over as our dean earlier this summer, and she's happy in her new position and happy to help with the students that are a part of Halmos College. So a little overview of Nova Southeastern University. We were founded in 1964 and offer over 280 undergraduate, graduate, and professional degree programs. We are the largest private not-for-profit institution in the United States. And our students that are a part of Halmos College, one of the larger colleges at Nova Southeastern. For our students that are a part of the biological sciences program, most of your coursework will take place on the main campus in Fort Lauderdale-Davie, but we do have some other campuses considered our regional campuses. And for students that are a part of our research program, there are a possibility, depending on what research you might be doing, that you'll visit our oceanographic campus in Dania Beach as one of the regional campuses that we offer. But as students at Nova Southeastern University, if you happen to be in a city that has a regional campus, such as maybe Miami, Palm Beach, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, you do have access to our regional campuses as well. So if maybe you're on holiday, or a break and you just need a little quiet space to go and study for a little while, and you're in one of those areas with a regional campus, you with your student ID card can go visit those campuses. Some of the facilities on our campus, along with the Oceanographic Center, there is the Alvin Sherman Research Library. You are more than welcome as a student, whether you are physically here on campus or you are a student that is taking classes online in our bioinformatics program, you are more than welcome to utilize the facilities of the Alvin Sherman Research Library. The Don Taft University Center is home to our fitness center, some of the performing arts exhibits, a food court, and other student lounges that our students have access to. And as graduate students, you also have access to these locations. And then just a couple more of our unmatched facilities and resources available to our students. Halmos College of Arts and Sciences, as I mentioned, our main campus in Fort Lauderdale-Davie is home to where most of your courses will take place for students that are in the health studies, for all of your courses for health studies, some of your courses for research, and then if you're a bioinformatics student, depending on if you're coming to campus or just doing them online, again, you'll have your classes here on the main campus in Davie. And then for our research students, you will have some availability to the research facilities on the oceanographic campus, depending on who you're taking your courses with. Below, you'll also find the other departments that are a part of Halmos College, and for you specifically, you'll be a part of the Department of Biological Sciences. These are some of the graduate degree programs that are available to our students through Halmos College, and again, we are talking today about biological sciences. And then a little bit more about our campus. And while it says Mailman Hollywood, I do apologize for that. The Parker Science Building and the Science Annex Building and the DeSantis Building are mainly where your courses would be for the biological sciences. So I want to hand it over for a quick introduction to our department chair, Dr. Emily Schmidt-Lavin, to say hello and introduce her faculty members.
Hello, it's wonderful to see you all. Excited to talk to you about the 3 concentrations in our Masters of Biological Sciences program. We've got here in the panel, we have some current students and alumni, and also the faculty, Dr. Roopnarine and Dr. Johnston, who manage the different concentrations of the program. So I will let us get forward onto them.
Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Roopnarine. I am the program director of the Department of Biological Sciences, and I also help to administer the health studies concentration of the Masters in Biological Sciences.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Johnston. I help to manage the bioinformatics and the research concentrations.
You will also be helped by Ms. Gwen Hauer, who is the advisor for our graduate students, and she's your point of contact for registration concerns, applications for graduate TA positions, and basically a bunch of other things managing you through the program, through your administrative details. Now I'll give it over to Dr. Johnston, who can highlight the Masters in Biological Sciences research aspect of the program.
Actually, I think this is Megan's bit still.
Right.
We do health studies first, so hang on.
Yes, thank you. So for our students, we have 3 different diverse areas of study under the biological sciences. And so what we're going to go over next are each of the programs hosted by, excuse me, not hosted, but we'll go over each of them with the program director and their coordinator, and then have our student panel, student and alumni panel talk to you about their experiences in each of those programs. So these are some of the areas of research. Of course, if a student has ideas for other areas, but these are some of the areas that our faculty members are doing research in. And then if you have additional ideas, of course, you would work with Dr. Johnston to figure out what areas you would like to focus on. Our 3 programs do have different modes of delivery. So for our students that are interested in health studies specifically, this is a fully in-person program on campus, on the main campus. Our research program, while majority of the classes are hosted on campus and in person, between the oceanographic and the main campus, this program does have some flexibility with courses that are available online. Bioinformatics is a fully online program, and while it in the reverse of research, there are some courses that if a student would like, they can come to campus to take some of those classes. But again, fully in person for health studies, a hybrid option for students that are in research, fully online for those that are wanting to do the bioinformatics program. So now I will turn it over to Dr. Roopnarine to talk to you guys about our health studies program.
Just had to unmute there. Okay, everyone, the health studies program is actually a 1-year program. We have 3 semesters. We start in summer and fall and winter. It's a 30 credit program. And over the summer, we tend to keep the course load a little bit light because we also offer a Kaplan course for your standardized exam of your choice, whether you're studying for the MCAT, the DAT, the GRE. So for the summer, you have 2 classes, and then hopefully you'll be taking the Kaplan course and studying for your standardized exams, which if you intend to get into one of the professional programs 1 year later, you should really be taking those exams no later than September. We have, you can see there a list of schools that we have guaranteed interviews with if you meet their specific program requirements. You can see we have it with all of our NSU, MD, DO schools, pharmacy, optometry, physician assistant, anesthesiology assistant, and also with Kansas City College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dental Medicine, and Touro College of Osteopathic Medicine. So you can see there a list of the classes. You have the graduate seminar in physical diagnostic skills, or if you're interested in dental, you can take the introduction to dental professions. And then you'll have 4 classes in fall, 4 classes in winter. At the end of that time, you'll be taking a comprehensive exam, which is going to mimic the kind of exams that you will have in dental or medical school, which are known as your step exams or board exams. And at the successful conclusion of that, you'll have your degree, Master of Sciences in Biological Sciences with a concentration in health studies. And hopefully by that time, you'll then be entering your professional programs.
Thank you, Dr. Rootmarie. Now I'll turn it over to Dr. Johnson to talk to you about our research concentration.
Okay, so the research concentration is also 30 credits. Instead of a one-year program like health studies, this is actually designed as a 2-year program, so 6 semesters. That can vary a little bit depending on the final project that you do. Some students need to take a few more courses or research credits, so may take a little bit longer than 24 months, but you can get it done in 24 months. So this concentration is to prepare students for a wide variety of activities after they graduate. If they want to go on to a PhD program, if they want to go directly into the workforce in ecology or genetics or many different different categories of work after after you graduate. So students do progress at their own pace. It's not a lockstep program like the health studies. Typically, they take around 6 credits per term. That would get you done in the 24-month time frame. So we have 2 different tracks in the research concentration. There's the thesis track and then there's the capstone track. The capstone track is the path that everybody takes when they first start. The capstone path, there is a more emphasis on coursework and less emphasis on research. The thesis, there is more concentration on research and 2 fewer classes that you actually take. But both of them are 30 credits. Both of them require a written paper at the end of in your last semester. You are also required to defend your work in both cases. The capstone is more of a view of what research has already been done in the field of your choice. And the thesis is where you would actually do original work. So next slide, please. So this is the slick that shows all the different coursework. So again, it's not a lockstep program. You're able to take the courses that you choose outside of the required courses. There's 4 required courses that everyone takes. Again, minimum of 30 credits. Once you defend your capstone or thesis and your paper is finished, you submit that to NSU Works, which is our public repository. So it's a public-facing repository, meaning anyone can go in and read your work once you've actually published it. One other note is you must maintain a 3.0 GPA throughout the program. So that is a B or better. Okay, and so the next concentration is our bioinformatics. So bioinformatics is also 30 credits. This is a 3-semester program. So you start in the fall, go through the winter, you have the summer off, and then the following fall is your final semester. This is a lockstep program. So similar to health studies, you take the courses in a prescribed order. And we really focus on computation and analyzing genetic and genomic files and data. And so you'll be exposed to several different programming languages as it pertains to genetic information. However, because you are studying doing a lot of programming, if you happen to find yourself in a different field other than genomics, it gives you a good solid data processing background. So most of our students would go into genomics again, but you can go into any of the computational fields once you're finished with the program. Next slide, please. So this is the curriculum. Again, it's a lockstep program. This lists all the different courses in the prescribed order. You do have 1 elective that you are allowed to take in the 3rd semester. So if you have a specific course that you are interested in taking from our department or potentially other departments, we are allowed to do that. Again, 30 credits and same criteria, you must maintain a 3.0 GPA through the program.
Thank you, Dr. Johnston. Now we're going to turn over to our alumni and student speakers. Again, we have a student to represent each of the concentrations, and so we'll allow each of them 3 to 5 minutes to tell you about their experiences in their program and where they are now if they've already graduated and what their plans are if they are moving towards graduation.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Matafari. I'm currently a student physician at the osteopathic school at Nova now. Even though I chose Nova, I did get an acceptance to every school I applied to after the master's program. So there's definitely opportunities outside of Nova once you graduate. For the program itself, I would definitely say it's a little rough, but so is medical school. I think the master's program offered by Nova definitely prepares you well for the curriculum that a lot of medical schools give you because they're going to be throwing a lot of information at you in a relatively short amount of time because most of your preclinical studies get done within 2 years for medical schools. So I definitely believe that the master's program prepares you excellently well for the first 2 years of medical school. Right now at KPCom, we've just wrapped up our first two classes, and I obtained an A in both classes. And I really feel like that's thanks to the master's program offered by the Halmos College of Arts and Sciences.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Shelby Polakowski. I work in Dr. Mahmood Shivji's lab, and I'm currently a master's student working on a thesis. So I am research concentration, which means like I'm writing a thesis. So I am currently looking at the genomic impacts of decades-long ecotourism feeding, so provisioning of southern stingrays at Stingray City in the Cayman Islands. And this includes looking at things like if the feeding and ecotourism interactions are increasing the amounts of related individuals in the aggregation, increasing inbreeding, and then thus reducing potentially genetic diversity. So I work a lot on the conservation genomics side of the lab, and I've been able to get a ton of experience with bioinformatics as well, even though I am in the research concentration, because I do have to analyze those large genomic data sets.
Hey everyone, I'm Paisley Samuel, and I'm currently a PhD student in the oceanographic program here at NSU. I've been here since undergrad, and I've done marine science basically the whole way. My stop actually was I took a second master's, which was in the bioinformatics concentration, and I can definitely agree it does prepare you for any walk of computational analysis that you decide to do. My pathway was during my master's of marine science that I took with Nova. I was what's the word? I was introduced, there we go. I was introduced into bioinformatics through my thesis project, which was looking at the microbial communities in Lake Okeechobee, which are undergoing a terrible, very bad cyanobacterial harmful algal blooms. So the green scum that you always see in the lake is bacteria that's very toxic. And through that project, I learned to sequence data, retrieve different types of sequencing data just from online. And through the bioinformatics program, I actually learned way more tools that I could have used during that thesis to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I definitely would always recommend the bioinformatics concentration. It definitely helped me. And since I'm in my PhD program now, I'm basically continuing on my master's work. And now I get to put those tools to good use.
Thank you all. I'm going to redirect back over to Dr. Doreen and Dr. Johnson to tell you a little bit more about a couple of other alumni from their programs. And we'll start with health studies.
Okay, so if you take a look at our website, you'll see a number of photos of our graduates and where they are today. And you can see some of these were from last year, 2025, and some from the previous year. So Disha is in her PA program. Ashley is still here in Florida, but at the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. And Lila is from the previous year, and she's also at KPCom at this time, as was Giovanni. If you look here, we have quite a variety here. We have Anissa, who went on to DeBuss College of Osteopathic. Myra actually took a year off to take a job at the National Institutes of Health, and she has been enjoying her research there so much that she is still there. Emily went on to dental school, and Trinity is in our PA program. And just to note that Trinity is at our NSU PA program, but she was accepted to 3 different PA programs. As was Maria, Mark, and Alex. Maria is at our dental school, even though she was accepted to 2. Mark was accepted to 2 PA programs, and I got an email from him that he's actually wrapping up his studies and will be graduating soon. Alex Delva is at Meharry College of Dentistry. I got an email from him last week that he did so wonderfully at the end of his 2nd year that he was granted a full scholarship for the remainder of his dental journey through school.
So as far as the research concentration alumni, you'll notice there's a wide variety of different paths that these students have taken. So Haley is now an adjunct professor here at Nova, so teaching coursework to undergrad students. Antonella works for Broward County. Drew is looking to go into a PhD on the medical side of things. And then we just heard from Paisley, who is going into genomics on PhD through the Ocean campus. So again, depending on which path you take, whether it be bioinformatics and genomics work or research where you can go down a number of different paths, there really are a lot of different opportunities for people to move on to whatever kind of work they are interested in. Do we have more after these 3 or yeah, okay.
Thank you both for highlighting our alumni and where they are and going. So back to me, the favorite part of our presentations, just kidding. But now that you've learned a little bit about our programs and where our students are going and where they've been, you probably are wondering, how do you get into these programs? So this is our graduate admissions department for Halmos College. While I work specifically with the students applying to the biological sciences programs, you can reach out to any of us to answer your questions and to help you with your application process. Again, I want to give you my contact information. I am available to meet with you through email if you have just simple questions, over the phone if you would prefer to talk, or you can schedule an in-person or Zoom meeting with me. My availability does vary, so I usually tell students to go ahead and email me first, and we can figure out what will work best for a meeting. So application deadlines. For each of the programs, it does vary the start of the program. 2 of our concentrations only admit students for 1 semester term, and then we have research that admits for all of them. So for health studies, it's a summer only start. So that means every summer we bring in a new cohort of students, and that is the 1-year program. So the application deadline is May 15th. Every year, so May 15th, 2026 for the upcoming start date. For research, you can apply for any term. So for our students that are interested in this upcoming winter term, you have until November 14th of 2025 to start in January of 2026. If you're interested in fall or summer, the appropriate deadlines are April 17th for summer and then July 17th for fall semester of 2026. So the applications for research and health studies and bioinformatics are open for the next upcoming academic year. Bioinformatics only admits for the fall semester, so July 17th of 2026 for that application. For the application requirements, all students must apply online. We do have a $50 application fee. For the students that are applying, we do require official transcripts. For students that are coming from US institutions, official transcripts can be sent electronically or through the mail, must be sent from your academic institution. You cannot send us your transcripts. So either through the parchment system or directly from your institution's registrar's office. If you are an international student, you do have to have your official transcripts translated and evaluated. So translated if they come in a different language, but evaluated all students. And you can use the WES system, WES, or a NACES approved organization. You can email me, and of course, I'll send you the links to those organizations in order to get your transcripts evaluated. Your resume or CV, we're asking for all of our students to list up to 3 references, at least one of them being academic, and then a career or research objective statement. So for example, if you're a student interested in our health studies program, your career objective statement would include that possibly you're interested in going to dental school or PA school, and you're looking for a master's degree to take in between undergrad and going off to that professional degree program. If you're interested in research, you may let us know that you are interested in research in genomics, for example, since that seems to be a big one. And what your idea of career, maybe you're interested in following into academia with a PhD program or some career path that you're interested in. And same with bioinformatics. We're asking what your interest is in the program, and then what your research interests might also be. And this does not need to be a long statement. 2 to 3 sentences will suffice. For applying, again, you can apply directly on our webpage. Applying now, the application is open. Of course, you fill out the demographic information, your program of choice. You must put the correct term for the correct program. So if you're applying to health studies, summer. If you're applying to bioinformatics, only fall. And then research, either of the 3 terms. Once you have submitted your application and paid your application fee, then you'll be directed to a secondary page of the application asking for application documents. This is where you'll be able to upload your resume. If for some reason your resume field does not allow you to upload, you can always email your resume directly to me and I can add that to your application. That is the only document that you can submit yourself. Your transcripts must be submitted through the proper official guidelines. So again, WES, if you are an international student, and then through Parchment or SOAR, those are a couple of the electronic ways to have your transcripts submitted from other institutions. For students applying, once your application is submitted and completed with all of your required documents, we do ask that you allow the application committee to review and give them 7 to 10 business days for your review. Once they make their decision, you will be emailed your application decision, Following that, you will then get your next steps. Next steps, once admitted, would be to secure your seat with an application seat deposit. The seat deposit for Halmos College is $100. That does then apply to your student account once you've registered for your courses. Once you've been registered for your classes, you'll talk to Gwen Hauer. She will go over what classes you'll need to register for and when you can register. Some students will have to wait. Of course, for summer and fall, registration opens up in our winter semester. This is the current cost per credit of our program. Remember, all of our 3 concentrations are 30 credits, so the cost for all 3 programs is exactly the same. For our students, it just depends on how long your program is for when your program is going to be paid for. So again, 1 year, the 2-year program or the 18-month program, it's the same cost in total over the time frame that you're in the program. When it comes to funding, for our students that are US citizens, of course, you can apply for federal financial aid. This application did open on October 1st. So if you are applying for the next upcoming school year, so anytime in 2026, you can fill out the FAFSA application now. Then for scholarship opportunities, there are 3 types of funding opportunities through scholarship. The institutional, that is going to be scholarships available from Nova Southeastern University as a whole. You can apply directly on the website for any available scholarships there. College-wide means Halmos College-specific scholarships. Again, those are going to be specific. If you meet the requirements, you can apply for them separately. And then department-specific. So for Halmos College Biological Sciences, we offer a couple of different options. We have graduate assistantships. Those can be applied for online when available. We have a teaching assistantship. This is an opportunity for students that are in one of our 3 programs to assist in teaching our labs each semester that you're a part of the program, fall and winters. Students that are offered the TA position get up to $5,000 towards their tuition each semester that they are doing it, and then a $5,000 pay during the semester that they are TAing. So this is an opportunity that you will have to apply for that is separate from your application. Once that is open, admitted students can apply for this. For our students that are a part of research, if there's some departmental funding available for students to go to conferences, travel fees, and of course, research supplies for students that are a part of the thesis program. Our graduate catalog is where you can find out more about Halmos College specifically and get course descriptions of all of the courses that are available through your programs. And then how to keep in touch with us, connect with us. If you want more information about events that we are hosting, a little blurbs about faculty members and students as a part of our programs, please follow us on social media. We are available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, where you'll find this program after it's been uploaded, and then of course, LinkedIn. Now we'd like to open up for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to go to the Q&A or the chat, and we will open up for a couple of minutes of questions, either for the faculty, admissions, or our alumni and student speakers. Okay, it looks like we have a question from Crystal. What is the process like to match with a faculty member for research? So Dr. Johnston?
Yeah, so basically what should happen is you should start researching our faculty members. You can go to our website and all of the faculty members in the department are listed. You can go to their individual profiles and see what kind of research they have done in the past. And so you basically need to have an idea of what type of research you want to do, and then doing the research about the faculty members, see what they are doing, and start to approach those that you think may be a good fit for your type of research. So you can contact them via email. If you're having difficulties trying to find somebody, you can contact me and I can suggest somebody. And then you would work directly with the faculty member to kind of develop a plan for what type of research you wanted to do, whether that be a capstone or whether that be a thesis. If you're going to do a thesis, you need to do a research proposal. So you go in on the capstone track and you switch to the thesis track only once you have submitted a research proposal and the researcher has, or the faculty member has accepted that proposal. So really it's up to you to try to find your mentor. We don't match you up necessarily with people. That's part of your duties are to find your advisor. But like I said, if you are having difficulty finding somebody, you can always contact me.
Thank you, Dr. Johnston. We'll take a few more minutes, 2 or 3 more minutes to answer any additional questions if you have. Okay, one from Seth. Upon completion of the master's in, I think it's 2 different programs, Seth. So we do offer a biomedical sciences degree here at NSU. This particular one that we are talking about today is biological sciences. So it is a different program. So the program you're asking about does offer flexibility of in-person and online. Health studies in the biological science program is a fully in-person program. And we do offer the guaranteed admissions interviews to our programs in the MD school, the DO, the PA program, the AA program, dental, optometry, and pharmacy, along with partnerships with Kansas City University and Thoreau College of Osteopathic Medicine in the Montana campus. So similar programs. If you would like, you can send me an email and I can kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown of both programs. Okay, we have another question from Crystal. Are there any events or tours of campus coming up for interested in knowing? So for graduate school, it's a little different. If you would like a tour of campus, you can reach out to me directly and we can set up a tour depending on which of the programs you're interested in. Most of the students for biological sciences, we can set up a tour of main campus as that's where most of your classes will be. If you are a student who, like Shelby, would be interested in some of the crossover with our marine department, reach out again specifically, tell me what your interests are, and we can set up an arrangement for you to come to the Oceanographic Center as well to take a campus tour if that's your interest. Any other questions? On the screen is our Halmos College admissions email address. I have contact with that one as well, so feel free to jot that down. If you missed my email earlier in the presentation, feel free to email me any additional questions or concerns that you might have about any of the programs, and I'll be happy to answer them. I would like to thank you all for joining us for our virtual open house for this fall semester for our Masters of Science in Biological Sciences. Again, this recording will be available on our YouTube pages later this week. So if you would like a refresher, you're more than welcome to head over there to check this out again. Again, thank you for joining us, and I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon.